Good morning, Queen Bess. Good morning, Gazal. An angel is in. I can move forward in my life because Angel has joined us. How are you, Angel? Do I get a wave? Hi. Hello. Hello.
Is my audio working?
I've got you now. How are you, Angel? Are you well?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Fantastic. I love your glasses. I'm in the market for an interesting pair of glasses, and I particularly like those. That's superb. Very, very nice. And Queen Bess is in. How are you, Bess? Are you well?
I'm good. Yeah. We've had some interesting things happen in the last week. So the cat has been thrown among the pigeons again.
Are you okay?
I may need to go to the UK in October, and that is going to be before my confirmation of candidature is finished, because they may be closing down the archives that I need to access for my PhD.
Right, go, and darling, we can do it. We can do a COC digitally. I have no problems or bothers with that at all. Don't even worry about it.
Right. I'm not actually with your university.
I know
okay.
but they can do it, darling.
They can do it. Okay. Yeah, it's sort of at 4 months rather than 6 to 9, because I'm part-time.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I'll see what I'm finding out as much as I can, and I'll see my supervisor next Thursday or Friday.
Darling, it'll be fantastic. Do what you have to do, get the data set, then from there we can party on. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm so thrilled to see colleagues, and I do want to do a special shout out for Oscar. We may have seen his fabulousness in the last couple of weeks. Where are you, Oscar? Oscar's autopilot. I'm obsessed by you, Oscar. Do you want to just say hello to everybody? Or are you going to remain, Oscar, a sort of a human of mystery to us? Are you? And gorgeous Vanessa's in. Hi, Vanessa. Lovely to see you again. Oscar, do you want to say hello, Oscar? Hi, Oscar. Oh, and the weird thing is I can see that Oscar's microphone is up too, so I don't know if he is speaking or he's not speaking, or he's just filling us with mystery. But Oscar, you're very precious to us. And Megan, you're in. How are you, Megan, darling?
Thank you.
Great to see you, oh Jedi Knight. You are legendary to us. We've got a wonderful group of people in once more. I'm so thrilled to see you all. Irina's in too. We love you, Irina. Everybody's fantastic. Let's enjoy ourselves. Adrian, I'm obsessed by you. You know I'm obsessed by you. Just want to say hello to everybody.
Howdy.
Still the best haircut, I reckon, in this country. Well done, Adrian. So colleagues, welcome to Right Club. And what's the first rule of Right Club?
Right.
Great. Thank you, Bess. Thank you, Elaine. You're my friends. The rest of you is like, whatever. So, team, we're going to write together as a family. I've got a big job to do. I know all of you have got a big job to do. This is going to be a big 29 minutes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Hello, Nadika, my darling one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, you're ready, so we can start. By the way, I love the pink top. We have 29 minutes. I will do a gentle, nurturing Barry White. You have a minute's warning in 29 minutes, and then we'll get together and see what everybody's done. So, colleagues, let's commence. Welcome to Right Club. Let's do it. See you on the other side in 29 minutes. Rock and roll. Let's do this. Let's do some damage.
The final D in the 3D model
Oh,
confirms
my
this.
goodness. My goodness. What's happened there? Stop. colleagues, last minute. And colleagues, we are concluded. How did we all go? Do we get a, oh, fantastic. So look, I'll go to Damien because as I said, I'm slightly obsessed by Damien. So Damien, how did you go and what did you write on, Damien?
Probably like a slightly abstract thing that I was writing in a spreadsheet, but one of the things I'm doing as part of my thesis is an audit of all the queer characters since 2000 in Australian TV, and it's mostly done, but I was just refining some things and cross-checking some things and all that fun stuff. So
Oh, Damien, can I say this is a really great use of this too, because it can be a bit mindless, that sort of work, and by doing it with intensity in 30 minutes, that's great. But Damien, how valuable is that spreadsheet going to be? Are you going to find a way to almost publish that in and of itself?
That's the plan. So it's kind of my first kind of chapter looks at development and commissioning, and this is to sort of show that there's been a rise in queer characters appearing on screen, but it's going to be published in its own right as a journal, which has been done in the past up to the year 2000. So I'm kind of just continuing a trend.
I was going to say, Jay is one of my dear friends. I think Jay did that work up to the, Jay Thompson did that work up to the year 2000. I think that was his work. I examined his thesis all those years ago. I think he's an associate professor or professor now, but I think he was the one that did that database up to the year 2000. So what a mantle you've got. How fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, Damien, I just think you're absolutely amazing. You're a star. And look, should you and I meet Kurt? I was sort of slightly focused on Kurt as well during that process. Kurt, do you want to demute and say hello?
Hello.
How are you? I mean, everything, the haircut, the glasses, the fantastic beard and the painting. Tell us about you and what you're doing, mate.
Thanks, Tara. Nice to meet you and the team. So I'm the strange accent is from the University of Cape Town in South Africa.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm studying, it's a marketing master's at the moment, and I'm studying, trying to help real estate agencies understand why people sell their homes in South Africa. And today I was condensing all my methodology chapter into chapter 1. So it's like really kind of nails on a chalkboard stuff, trying to like summarize everything that you've already written about and condense it into a chapter, because you have to like obviously write the conclusion of a chapter, which is like summarizing it. You have to write the introduction, which summarizes it, and then you have to put the whole thing summarized again into chapter 1. So it's really it's grinding me down. I don't know how to get through that. That's yeah. It's really boring.
Kurt, we're all feeling that pain. Trust me, I'm with you. I can see it's like that. Your eyes are like, help me, help me. Kurt, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm obsessed by your topic. As someone who's currently homeless and living in temporary accommodation between multiple nations, I'm so fixated on you and that research. I really want to understand real estate capitalism. So, Kurt, can you make sure as you publish it that I get to see it? But also, Kurt, if it helps you, the one way to reorganize your brain as you're configuring these different renderings of the same work is ask yourself, think about the examiner's perspective, Kurt. what do you think the examiner is going to need from you as the tour guide through your thesis? So in the intro, just forget about yourself in some ways for a moment. Think about the examiner. What are they going to need at that point? And that might freshen you up a bit. Is that a goer, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely changing your mindset from getting out of, yeah, your own situation to the what they're looking for. I think it's just going to save everyone some time. Thanks.
Look, absolutely. No, it's all about orientation. You know, it really is about orienting your examiner so that they start to walk with you into your worldview. And so the introduction does that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're a star, Kurt. Fantastic. And we should, speaking of your fantastic glasses, we should touch base with the other fantastic glasses on this call. Angel, do you want to tell us what you were writing on, you superstar? What were you writing on? Demute superstar.
Right. Thanks, Tara. Yeah. So not really writing a manuscript per se, but I was transcribing a lot of audio from a workshop that we just did last week with like 15 or so Aboriginal elders and interpreters and members of the police and the Bureau of Meteorology. And it's very interesting stuff. So
wow. Oh, how exciting and fabulous though. But how do you go with transcribing? So are you using software or is it just you with the magic fingers?
yeah, no, like there's a very basic website. I just put the video file on there and help me just pause and write up the timestamps and everything. But yeah, mostly it's just manual work because a lot of the type of speech that they're using isn't something that, you know, most like English transcribers can get very easily.
And see, Angel, what a fantastic job that is. I'm so old. I remember when we used to be there with the bloody foot pedal. Some of you may remember the foot pedal and transcribing. That was me. But Angel, can I say, I would love you to write up an article, write a piece methodologically about the transcription of that sort of work. That would be, I mean, that would help thousands of people. And I would love to read that. So Angel, I might convince you in one of the right clubs to actually write that up for us if I'm lucky.
Oh, lovely idea. Thank you.
Oh, you're fantastic. Oh, I'm really excited by that. Legendary Hannah, can we say hello to Hannah? Hannah, how are you? You said
Hi. I'm good, thanks. I'm calling from clinical practice in Sydney.
that's fantastic. Sitters. I love sitters so much. I married a Western Sydney boy, so I'm
in Western Sydney, so there you go.
See, fantastic. No, it's fantastic. So tell us about you. Tell us what you're writing on, what you're doing, my darling.
Yeah, so I'm working as a clinical nurse consultant in perinatal and infant mental health. And today I've had a bit of a full-on week. So I actually used this time to write some reflections to kind of order my thinking, but also to kind of, as I write, I can then start to explore what's going on with those thoughts and feelings. So it's a bit of a mental health thing, I guess. But I started my writing by just doing some bullets of some of the main significant moments in the week. And then I broke it down over 3 pages into what was significant about those moments and, you know, what do I think about them and do I need to do anything, you know, to address any of those moments. That's
Right.
kind of 3 whole pages.
So Hannah, you've changed people's lives there, and I'm obviously going to Queen Maeve, who is our reflection specialist on the thesis. But can I say, Hannah, you will be amazed in that sort of we sort of use the language of reflexive journal. Those of you that remember what was the gentleman's name? Stephen Brookfield's work in the early 90s. I'm that old, but he was referring to reflexivity in education, very useful in the doctoral space. But Hannah, you'll be amazed how many of those words. You won't waste a word of that. That will end up throughout the thesis in those reflexive moments. As Kurt said, you know, at the end of it, you sort of run out of words. But for the intro and the conclusion, they're really precious words that you're writing, Hannah. So if anybody's sort of a bit stuck, that's a great way to use Write Club too. Maeve, are you straight in there to have a chat with Hannah?
I am. Yes. Reflection is a huge part. Well, it's almost as if it's a third. And I was thinking this morning, I have just sent you, Tara, my share of the article, just right now. Boom. So yeah, I'm excited. I hate EndNote.
I hate EndNote too, Maeve. I do.
Just privately, us and YouTube. I hate EndNote.
I hate it.
Yeah, anyway. But yes, I find I have used reflection as scaffolding essentially. I didn't know that that's what I was going to do with it, but I am a person who reflects often, you know, loquaciously or too much of almost. And what I had to say to myself this morning as I was pulling everything together in that extreme stress of trying to learn a new EndNote skill when you have like 5 minutes to send the work in, that is the thing I want to change. So anyway, I was thinking that one of the things that in my first year, I did heaps and heaps and heaps of reflection, but it is how I got here. You could never take it out of my story and my picture of how I got to knowing exactly what I wanted to do.
Exactly right.
In the end. So it was absolutely key. But on the other hand, I now use it more as a scaffolding, and I now actually almost tighten up how often I reflect, because otherwise I'm not on track for the rest of my PhD. So I think as always, it's a complex issue, but I entirely recommend it for clarity, because after a while you will get clarity.
Because it's ended up for Maeve being almost a third of the thesis in what we've called, Hannah, a mitigating journal, right? So it's ended up being a whole bit of the thesis. For you, Hannah, I love the idea that at the end of each week you reflect on what's occurred, and that will then end up the meta work in your introductions and particularly your conclusions of each chapter, I think. Legendary. Yeah. And was it Lorraine who there was a flashed up gig there that said Lorraine is using it for reflexivity too. Lorraine, do you want to say hi? Wow.
Hello everybody. So I joined a little bit late because I was interviewing my second research participant, so I'm so excited. So I thought, well, I've joined late, what can I do to be productive? I'll reflect on the interview session that I just had. So it was a really, really good opportunity. Yeah, I do a lot of reflective through that journal. Hopefully Maeve is, so that when it all comes together at the end, that's really going to help me.
Oh, fair. And Lorraine, that's quite useful. That's where Angel may end up after her transcription too. So she'll actually do that. And then I'd almost advise Angel, have a pause, have a just to think about what you've done and why you've done it in that way. And that'll end up an article in and of itself, I think. Absolutely astonishing. And Lorraine, you know I love your room. I'm obsessed.
Thank you.
And
I love at one point on EndNote and Mendeley. I love Mendeley. I think it is a really user-friendly platform, and I was really resistant to EndNote, but I did a number of workshops through Flinders with Abby, and I'm okay with EndNote now. And what I do like about it is it's got the Clarivate, so that if anything happens, you've got a backed up in the cloud databases. So I'm more pro EndNote now because I've done several workshops in how to use it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good workshop. Lorraine, if I didn't have to earn a living, I think I'd just do workshops.
So would I.
I love them. You know, someone clever comes and they've spent 3 hours and you're there and you introduce yourself and you learn something, and then everyone does a feedback sheet at the end. Isn't life like that, Lorraine?
It's so true.
Oh, unbelievable. You're a star. But congratulations on the interview. That's tremendous. And I think Bess is straight in talking about this as well. Bess, where are you on the reflective journal writing content in that way arc? Talk to us. Hi, Bess. Hi, Bess. Are you ignoring us, Bess? Can I
I was muted, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm on the confirmation of candidature stage. And I am currently struggling with my literature review. I don't know why they're so terrifying, but thank you so much for your video on literature reviews. It made
it's rubbish. I hate them. Yep.
Yeah, it's trying to understand how it fits into the context of the thesis has been so hard for me to wrap my head around. And thankfully my supervisor gave me 2 example theses from her prior students, and yeah, I'm now battling through that, but also, as I said earlier, stressing about the, do I have to go to England on my own funds or can I get some funding from the university to get over there? Because, yeah.
Bess, the truth is always in a university, right to the person who can actually make a decision. Because I think what happens in a university is people sort of CC half of the Northern Territory into an email, hoping that they'll find somebody who can make a decision. Lorraine, you with me, sister? Yeah. And like if I send it to enough people, then somebody will be able to make a decision. And actually, Bess, like one person will make a decision. So just locate who that one person is and ask them. And then then people will thank you for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Oh no, I try not to scattergun. So yeah.
And Bess, what I'd say about the reflexivity too, building on from Hannah Leanne and Maeve, and Maeve, is that you can use that reflexive work in a literature review because it gives you those really hard sentences to write at the introduction and the last sentence of a paragraph. Because if you haven't got those sentences, you end up with, as Michael said, as Phil said, as Sharon said, right? It's just horrendous. So what the reflection,
I try to avoid that.
Yeah, what the reflection can give you are those really difficult sentences where you sort of got to have about 3 coffees and hope for the best and write it. So the reflexivity will give you those words to make that smooth.
All right.
You're fantastic. Brilliant. Should we go to the legendary Amina? Hello, Amina. Are you well? Hello, Amina. Are you going to say hello to us?
Hi, great to see you all. I kind of ran. Oh, it's working. Ran back here from tennis, and I'm finalizing a book chapter that is titled "Black Feminism: Enacting a Radical Pedagogy of Kindness."
Was that I'm so excited. I mean, did you say a radical pedagogy of kindness?
Yeah, sorry, it's actually titled Black Feminism, a Pedagogy of Radically Enacted Kindness.
Where are you on this thesis so I can read and cite you immediately, Amina?
So this is actually a project outside of my doctoral work. But I'm in my, I guess I'm considered mid-year or mid-candidature because I passed my confirmation a couple months ago. But I'm actually looking into, thank you everyone, I'm with the Center for Research and Assessment in Digital Learning, and my doctoral research focuses on feedback. Sorry, my dog is very excited.
Look, and I'm very, what's your dog's name?
Kyle.
Hello, Kyle. Hello, Kyle. You haven't heard a voice like mine in some time, have you, Kyle? Frightening. Amina, you are a legend. You are an absolute legend, and we are so excited. We're going to follow your name, and I'm going to digitally stalk you and find this work, your thesis and everything else. You're just a legend, Amina.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so excited. And look, I was quite obsessed by Dina as well. Dina, do you want to say hello? Hi, Dina. Dina.
Hi. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Now, how did you go? What were you writing on during Write Club?
So I'm finalizing all my codings for my discussion chapter. My thesis, sorry?
No, tell us. I'm in coding. What a nightmare. But tell us about the thesis.
Oh, so I'm a PhD candidate from CDU, but now I'm in Indonesia. So my work is
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. You know a little bit of Indonesian?
I do. I was taught it very, very badly for 3 years at school. But it's a beautiful language. It's a beautiful country and a beautiful language.
Thank you. So my thesis is about these disaster resilient villages in Indonesia. So the Ministry of Social Affairs, they established like 1,000 of these villages. But when I was working with the UN 4 years ago, we were concerned that the government keep establishing while they don't stop and learn about how they are doing. Like some of these villages are not actively participating in any disaster response anymore. So I wanted to know what factors are making these villages keep keep being active in disaster management, knowing that they're voluntarily. So yeah.
That is because you see everybody's face, Dina, looking at you going, that is just simply amazing.
Thank you.
And Darlin, how is it progressing for you? Because it's obviously quite emotionally difficult work as well. How do you feel the thesis is going?
Because I've been working in the disaster arena since like for now more than 10 years. So it's a passion of mine. So I'm on a good track, I think, but it's just the COVID and other personal matters that's been challenging. But from the research side, I think it's going well.
That's fantastic. And the coding is a great way to use this little 30 minutes too, because it needs accuracy and precision, and you can get tired. So doing it in 30-minute bursts is amazing. And I tell you what, CU is very, very lucky to have you. You are
Oh, thank you. Me too. Me too. Having CDUs and great supervisors with me.
That's fantastic. Thrilled, my darling. That's brilliant. And look, we should quickly hurtle to my sister from another mister. Kylie, how did you go, Queen Kylie? People just need to see your hair firstly and then find out how you've gone. How'd you go, Kylie?
Well, get my speaker. Yeah, really good. Got feedback. I'm working on my second paper at the moment for submission. So feedback from the supervisory team, just trying to build up again the proposition side of it and the theoretical and practical implications for the conclusion. So,
oh, darling one. And how are you finding doing a burst of writing like this? How's that working for you, Giles?
Really good, because sometimes it's the only time that I can't do it at work. So I actually say, hey, this is an hour with my early lunch break. So it's good I can actually get in. I shut the door, tell everyone to leave me alone for at least the hour sort of.
Yeah, look, it can change your life. As you've seen, it'll be interesting how you progress with this and what you work on each week. I tend to now aim for Friday, so I get a piece to the point where it's ready to do the final draft.
Yeah.
So I work through the week, and then for this 30 minutes, it's the final read. So if we can come up with something that suits this space, it's just tremendous. And can I say, as you know, Kylie, I do want to be you, and I do want to be you. And the capacity to match the hair with the outfit is something that I've never done. So I just hope you know that we all have noticed. And
yeah, thank you for noticing.
You know, hashtag life goals, right? Hashtag life goals.
And almost nails.
Oh yes, gee, that's classy too. Classy colour. Thank you, Kylie, for being
nothing but class.
No class. You're classy bird. I know. Kylie, thank you for being you. You are just an absolute superstar. Can't manage my life without you. And speaking of someone I can't manage my life without, someone I haven't seen in ages, Queen Libby's in the house. Libster, how are you going, and what were you writing on? If you want to say hi, Lib. Wow. Libby. Can you not?
I just had to find my microphone. I am just about to submit an article, and the people in this lovely writing group just saved me many hours, because I realized I needed to send in a marked up copy as well as a clean version, and I had accepted all my changes and went freaking out, thinking I'd have to spend the next 5 hours working out all the changes I've made in the last 6 months. But now all I have to do is work out how to actually submit it in 3 separate documents. But that's all right, we'll get there.
I tell you what, Lib, it's lovely to see you, Lib. I tell you what, the submission process for articles and stuff at the moment is just unbelievable. Some are so clean and beautiful, and other ones are like, why are you asking me to do? Where are all these things going? Unbelievable. Well, Lib, that's tremendous. So you and I will keep working on this and getting articles out in this space. So that is fantastic.
It's exciting to be back.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. I've missed you like
I've missed you too.
Missed you like life, Lib. So every success. And look, can we finish with beautiful Wendy, who is so important to us? Wendy, what did you write on for that 30 minutes, and how can we all be more like you?
I worked on my paper both ends of the leash. So I'm writing a paper looking at animals in Australian residential aged care, and the views of experienced animal trainers who work in aged care. So it was really great in that I got to work on my results section of that paper, and I just free wrote from what I could remember of the interviews, and then I'll go and chunk in the quotes afterwards.
Oh, Wen, it's funny. That's how when I'm handling interviews or data sets, and they're everywhere. It's be interesting to see how Angel handles this going forward. But when I do exactly the same thing, so I take a breath, I actually separate myself from the data sets, and I go, right, what have I learned here? What do I remember of this process, and why does this matter? And so I give myself a writing task. Why does this matter? And I crunch that out in 30 minutes. And by the sounds of that, Wen, that's what you've just done.
Yeah, it was actually a perfect opportunity, and I'm really grateful for that moment.
Oh, well, I tell you what, we'll never forget it. And you'll find that sometimes that's the best writing you ever do, and not much of it will be edited or changed. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now and thinking, whoa.
Well, we're all going, woo with you. Colleagues, I thank you so much for this time. I thank you for writing with me. As Libby said, she had that great company. I had the great company too. This is a great opportunity for me to try. I'm giving myself the task, by the way, of trying to finish an article each week for the next few weeks. So if you see me quite looking madder than normal, that's why. So I can't do it without you. Yeah, thanks for that, Amina. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really doing well. I'm actually 14 years old, Amina, but I'm just 54 through the effort and the strain of life. But colleagues, thank you so much for your time. Your research is just magnificent and just inspirational. And I literally float through the week after having the great experience with you all. So have a lovely rest of the week. See you in a week's time. Keep being splendid humans. And Bess, good luck. Keep us informed with what happens. See you next week, colleagues. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Tara.
You're the best, Kyle. See you, mate.
See ya.